Greetings, visionaries. This is your host, the INFJ Visionary. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about extroversion today. I had a it's very rare for me to get out into any kind of party sort of thing. It is that season of the year, and the place where I have my publicly accessible workspace was having a get together, and I went. And so just give you some pointers if you yourself don't like to go to these sorts of things. I don't, even with the stuff I know. Um, how to do, first of all, um, you don't have to socialize with everyone at any get together. You can just pick people and talk to them. It's good, though, not to go too long. I did have that happen a little bit with one person, but he moved on, we moved on, it's all good. And then I remembered, okay, yes, you don't want to get too hung up with talking to one person, because what'll happen is I think we are very interested in depth, and if we find we're vibing with someone, I'm sure this has happened to you, you'll just spend the whole party talking to that person, right? But I did decide to put a few, extroversion things into place, and we have the ability to access this extroversion. As a matter of fact, there was one person I was talking to later on, and they said, "Well, you're not an introvert," and I'm like, and then this person happened to be an INFJ, um, and they're like, "Oh yeah, INFJ." We can do a very good impression of extrovert to the degree that I think some INFJs may get completely lost in their extroverted persona, and they just wonder why they're always tired, why they feel like a bit empty inside. And so there's one tip, pick somebody and talk to them. Um, the other thing that can happen to you with these sorts of get-togethers is that there might be someone who picks you, or you pick someone, you're talking to them, but they're kind of, not that engaging maybe, and you can't figure out how to break away. And this is one of the things that can happen to INFJs. Um, I got a great tip from, it was Scott Adams, and he's written a lot of books about this, an introvert that learned how to, you know, make things happen in the world. So it's good. His books would be good for that, if that's one of your problems. But his tip was to just say, "Oh, well, I lovely talking with you. I'm going to go mingle." Now I'm trying to avoid sniffling here because there's a lot of ash. The volcano erupted quite recently, and it's all good. I can deal with the ash, but maybe a sniffle. I'm trying to keep it, on the pro tip, right? Um, yeah. So the extroverted feature, what I have noticed, and so at one point it was a get together from say 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock, and we hit the 45-minute point, and I go to my workplace, and I actually have my phone and my bag, and I'm ready to leave. And I basically just thought, well, maybe I shouldn't. And I flipped a coin, heads I stay, tails I leave. And it came up heads, so I stayed. And I ended up having a very nice conversation with somebody after that. And a lot of times I don't really mind. It's actually not so bad getting out and talking to people. And I think this leads to another area where, people are always, at least this is what I'm hearing online, is that they find the INFJs to be mysterious, right? And that we don't reveal much. And as I've discussed in some previous broadcasts, I think a lot of that is because we just figure people aren't going to get where we're coming from anyway. And that's pretty accurate, to be honest. But there's a lot of depth there. And there's another factor in that. Unless we're feeling really, really bad, we're not that interested in how we're feeling. We're not that interested in communicating it. And if you're feeling really, really great, people unless they're feeling really, really great as well, they probably don't want to know about that either. So we tend to just use the extroverted feeling function to vibe with people and to keep them going. And now I've heard and seen a lot of INFJ materials that say we don't like small talk, and it's not my favorite, but if this is one of your beliefs, just lose that idea. It's a dumb idea, because you have the ability to use small talk, and the fact of the matter is that small talk can always be turned into substantive talk, just at the drop of a hat. And I do that all the time, and I'm quite content, since I've adopted a position with people that I reckon that I'm going to be authentic. I'm going to be interesting and engaging. I will engage in small talk, but it won't take long before maybe I might start bringing up a topic like how I think corporations are ruining the world, and how we need to become more human-centric. We need to lose these idiotic machines that have been created and given personhood. In many countries, they have absolute status as a person. Yeah, they're ruining the world, and they take things that are good and they ruin them. I've just watched another video about, you may be a Mac user or you may be a Windows user. Um, I ended up on Windows because back when I could afford my first computer and to learn the programs I needed to do art and stuff, it was a much cheaper option, and all of my friends that had Macs were telling me, oh, you could just get a PC. And of course, when you learn on something, you end up liking that thing the best. It's the thing you know. But honestly, I mean, I in different aspects of my career, I had to work with the Apple ecosystem, and you can appreciate aspects of it, but there was a lot of things I didn't like, and I was willing to admit my prejudice. But I have to say that I really find where they're taking the Windows to be deplorable, to the degree that I may get a Mac, or I really would prefer something like Linux. And it's just another symptom of the corporations ruining something good, because their constant drive for profit, the constant drive to enrich the corporation and the shareholders thereof, at the expense of humanity, at the expense of they don't care what. They had something great, they had something working, but some Yahoo comes along and they forget, of course, where the real value is. We've seen this time and again where big companies have fallen, and my sincere hope is that that'll happen to Microsoft, because they're greedy, and the same goes for Adobe too. They're greedy and anti-human. And how much will it take? How far? Anyway, I went off onto a whole side rant, and this is pretty much what I did in that get-together, right? And people, the thing is, like, if I bring up a topic like that, it's not a political topic, is it? That's not a right or left thing. This is a human versus machine thing, and not these AI. That's another machine that's being used by corporations as a blunt instrument to destroy the power of labor, right? They think they're going to get away with that. They think they're going to have they're going to create infinite products for an ever-shrinking amount of consumers. It's just a stupid, it's just dumb. It's going dumb. Anyway, to pull it back into the extroversion thing, sorry to go on the sideline. You got to be used to it now. And it's good if you can get out once in a while. Don't just hang out in your web being a spider, Get out, talk to people. Small talk, like I said, you can start with small talk. Oh, where are you from? Oh, how long you been there? Oh, nice weather we're having. Oh, yeah, but if you can be like your host, the INFJ visionary, and just say, I think next year is going to be really tough because of this and that. Anyway, thank you for listening to me today, INFJ. Until I come back with another one of these talks, do me a favor, keep on keeping on.